Friends, welcome back to the OSM channel. So believe it or not, I will actually be getting married here in a few weeks now. And to be honest, I never really thought I was going to get married. But these past couple of years for me have been quite difficult, between having my shoulder injury and having shoulder surgery, being down for a year, and then more recently losing my job. Now, I have had a lot of supportive people around me, but there's been one person that's been behind me every step of the way, and that's been my future wife. And at this point in time, there's no other person that I'd rather spend the rest of my life with. So if you find a good person, try and anchor them down, because good people are hard to find these days. But anyway, more onto that point. Channel name is Old Soul Millennial. I think it's no mystery that I'm a bit of a traditionalist, and I'd like to talk a little bit about our marriage, well, our marriage to be. But we have traditional roles, more or less, you know. I'm out doing the yard work and taking care of the property and the house and the maintenance and shoveling snow and this and that, and she's inside taking care of the cooking, the cleaning, and the housework. And there's been a lot of pushback against that in recent years, and I understand that's not for everybody, but I can honestly tell you there's just something about our arrangement that works. Now, I respect everybody's right to be whatever sexuality they want, as long as you don't ram it down my throat, and I respect everybody's right to design their marriage how they want, but I think there's a lot of value in a traditional marriage. Anyway, back on the topic of today's video. A little bit of a disaster, but we're going to see if we can't fix this. So, the wifey asked that I cut up some thin rounds of wood for our table centerpieces at the wedding. Recently took down a big oak tree, however it was very wet, and I've been trying to dry it out, but the issue is there's a little bit of black mold and other mold forming on the outer edges of these slabs. Now, if I allow this to dry out a little bit more, I probably could sand this down, and maybe I could get those black marks and white marks to go away, but I'm not so sure that that's going to happen, so I think it's only prudent that we proceed with plan B. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to venture into the woods, see if we can find a dead ash tree, something nice and dry, and we'll cut some more table centerpieces. So join me. So I was trying to find a tree on the ground, unsuccessful. I did find this dead ash. It's about 18 inches in diameter at the bottom, and up there those should be about 12 inches in diameter. That's what I'm looking for the centerpieces. Now, I know the environmentalists are going to cry because I'm cutting down a tree, but this tree is dead. It's a hazard. Safest thing to do is to take it down and allow other trees to grow. So I'm just going to cut what I need, and then I'll come back in the fall or winter time and turn the rest of this into firewood and heat the house. Fun fact, I believe firewood is actually a clean heating source. I think they call it net zero because the amount of carbon that this tree absorbs throughout its life cycle is about the same amount of carbon it will put off when we go to burn it. And of course, I have a 2020 EPA modern fireplace, so I'd imagine it's probably even cleaner than that. Well, there's a little barber chair, huh? That's why we have an escape route. That's quite the barber chair. It's probably about 8 foot high. I was not expecting this tree to barber chair, but I was prepared for it. That's where I cleared my path of egress, had a safe way to get out of here, and that's what I did as soon as I saw the tree started to go. Now, just to show you, I had a nice notch. Had about 2 inches of holding wood. I made my back cut above my notch. So the idea is, you know, as the tree folds over, this higher back cut creates a little bit of a backstop. When things go according to plan, that is, but no harm, no foul. It's kind of cool to see anyway. But I guess this tree just being dead for so long, a few years now, definitely makes it a bit unpredictable. So let's go further down the trunk here and find a 12-inch diameter piece, and we'll start cutting our wedding table centerpieces. So I was cutting my little pieces over there. Having no luck with the bark sticking to most of those pieces, so I went a little bit further up the trunk here, closer to the canopy. And these pieces have been working out flawlessly. I have 18 pieces. Bark is still firmly attached, and it's definitely a lot drier than that oak, so I think this will do. The only downfall is she requested that we have 12-inch pieces, I think because of the candle situation. These are more like 10 inches, between, I don't know, 8 to 10 inches, so marriage is about compromise, right? All right, and the final thing we'll do here is just sticker these pieces up. I'm gonna use these 1/2-inch nuts. It just spaces the pieces out a little bit, allows them to breathe, hopefully preventing any mold growth. You know, and I also think as a little bit of insurance, maybe we should keep the fan on these rounds for at least a few days.